It is the oldest, most storied trophy in the sport of motocross. The Motocross of Nations is often the only time of year when the top racers from the United States will face the top racers from Europe. And it is the one race when riders compete on a team, representing their country.
It's not only the race, it's all the story inside, the story of the fans, how the fans participate, you know. Very exciting with the fancy dressing, and when is the nation, when is the race, I don't take any meetings because I want to watch the race, you know.
For Team Netherlands, the 2019 Motocross of Nations provided a unique opportunity. The race was scheduled to be held on sand, dumped over the famous TT Circuit in Assen, giving sand specialist Jeffrey Herlings and on-fire Glenn Koldenhoff and Calvin Valandrin a chance to give the Netherlands a first Motocross of Nations victory on home soil and in front of home fans.
You know, being runner-up for the last 3 years, from 2016, 17, 18, we have definitely a lot of pressure, you know, because everybody expects us to win. It would be the first time in history the Netherlands/Holland would win, so our motivation, if 100 is the maximum, we're probably 110.
Team France has delivered remarkable victories at the Motocross of Nations for the last 5 years. But in the sands of Assen in 2019, it seems Maxime Renault, Jordi Tixier, and Gauthier Paulin will need a greater amount of magic than ever before.
There is a lot of pressure. We've been 5-time world champ winning Motocross of Nations in a row, so it is a big achievement, but this is behind. So we are just part of the game, and once you're part of the game, let's enjoy it. That's the only way we can make the best out of it.
Team USA has won more Motocross of Nations titles than any other country, but after 7 straight losses and missing the podium altogether last year on home soil, Justin Cooper, Jason Anderson, Zach Osborne, and team manager Roger DeCoster were laboring for redemption.
I'm proud to race for the United States because somehow, after 7 straight losses, we're still the benchmark. And I think that speaks volumes of who we are as a country, and also the sport in America has always been and still is on a really high level. And win, lose, or draw, we keep fighting and keep battling for what we feel is ours. Whether we win this race or not, it's the benchmark.
While neither was on a team that appeared capable of fighting for the title, freshly crowned mxgp world champion Tim Geiser of Slovenia, as well as back-to-back MX2 world champion Jorge Prado of Spain, were a real threat to disrupt any team's hopes of winning. And for Prado, race 1 at the Motocross of Nations would be his debut ride in the premier 450cc class.
If you see my progression over the years, it looks like I have a very nice future, but nothing comes easy. So I just take it day by day. I'm not still at the fully top. I didn't make it. I made the MX2 class, but it's not the big league.
Man, it just looks like they've just turned the lights out and turned the waterworks on, because it is hammering down with rain here.
Besides the unpredictability of racing on sand, the 73rd Motocross of Nations would be held under pouring rain, making blurred vision, the durability of their motorcycles, as well as the conservation of fuel, forces that could kill any team's hopes at the title. Professional American Supercross and motocross racers competed as many as 29 out of 35 weekends, from January through August in 2019. The month of September is typically the only off-season they will have before they begin boot camps for the next year's Supercross season. Justin Cooper, Jason Anderson, and Zach Osborne spent thousands of dollars each, as well as 3 out of their 4 off-season weeks to train in Europe, before representing Team USA at the 2019 Motocross of Nations.
I'm really happy with my riders, and I'm happy with the teams behind them. Everybody has done an awesome job. We are as prepared as we can be with our schedule, and I have to thank the Ice One team especially for making it possible to support these guys for 3 weeks with full technical support. This is the first time the riders come that early. The first time that the US won, we also came early to Belgium, but not quite this early.
There are two main reasons for the Americans to need 3 weeks of preparation. They haven't won the Motocross of Nations in 7 years, finishing a disappointing 6th last year on home soil. And the sand racing surface at Assen will be unlike anything they've ever ridden before.
The best thing to do is you have to worry about your momentum, you know, and staying on top of the sand. But as soon as you open your throttle up a little bit, you're buried deep into it. So it's kind of like you're going back and forth. And then as far as the way that the chassis works and everything, it's like the difference between riding your bicycle on ground that doesn't move underneath you, so it's super easy, and this ground is moving constantly.
You cannot fight anything the motorcycle wants to do. You just have to kind of guide it. If you try to wrestle it and control it and force it, you'll be dead tired within 1 lap, you know.
Roger said that if anybody wants to do the Motocross of Nations, it's Zach. And he said that, those were his words. Why do you think he said that?
I think he knows the passion I have for the event, and I'm probably the first person to ask each year. Just the opportunity to be here, you know. I had to make a speech last night at the dinner, and I cried like a little baby. I mean, it means a lot to me. Honestly, it means a whole lot to me.
Can you put into words why?
I mean, people died for us to have this opportunity. Pretty much.
Ik kon gewoon 5 uur klaar. Tot 1 uur duld mensen in die gang langs lopen. En toen om 5 uur in één keer wakker. En, had ik geen last van. Niet? Nee.
Maar ik hoor toch geen klein excuus, Jeffrey, dat je misschien schrik hebt van een Prado of zo? Nee, dat is niet. Oh, oké.
Als je een Belg blijft, blijf je een Belg. Hè?
Ja.
Ja, ik denk dat je wel met verkeerde benen in bed gestapt.
Nee, ik probeer gewoon scherp te houden.
Oké.
At the Hotel Assen in the Netherlands, hours before the 2019 Motocross of Nations, the heavily favored Dutch team gathered for breakfast to build camaraderie, calm their nerves, and talk strategy.
Wat denk je van de starts op de eerste zicht? Blut zou dat eigenlijk binnenkant lijkt me niet zo. Ik weet niet.
Rond plek 10.
Want je moet het misschien zien, Ruben. Ofwel, ik zou Gerrit die eerst een bocht ook een beetje meefilmen, weet je niet? Want dat is wel een aparte bocht, vind ik. Want je gaat ook...
Ik ga misschien kijken, die filmen, jij staat achter de start.
Ja.
Gisteren die start van Philip Potter nog eens een bus kreeg.
Ja, maar die reed wel echt hard toen.
Ja, maar die reed toen echt
want
inderdaad.
Die reed daar gewoon ook meteen de eerste ronde 7 seconden weg of zo, 5 seconden, ik weet niet precies, maar...
Dat lag niet alleen als een brommerke.
Toen 2014 Tuchental.
13 was Tuchental.
14 was België de laatste keer.
Ja,
lag dus al in de startbocht.
14 was Letland.
Oh ja, Letland. Toen reed Tomek hard, weet dat nog mee.
Wow, dan hadden die finish jump. En dan lag een serieuze stopknippen. En die sprong dan echt van die eerste stopknip. En dat spoor dat lag dan zo. Dus dan sprong je op die stopknip, maar dan zette hij de motor al in dat spoor zo.
En toen was Erne.
2019, dat vertellen we volgend jaar af.
Daar gaan we volgend jaar over beginnen.
Weet je nog, in Assen?
Weet je nog in Assen?
Ja, met die herrie op de gang.
Die herrie op de gang, ik om 5 uur wakker was. Dat je wel met de verkeerde benen bent en toch iets compenseren. Weet je, te compenseren.
Ja, maar ik ben toch blij, want ik heb het gevoel dat hij scherp is, hè? Godverdorie.
There's a fantastic atmosphere starting to build around this circuit, about 2 hours northeast of Amsterdam. Circuit conditions are not going to be easy.
No, as you can see, the rain is still coming down. It's going to be so difficult for these riders.
In race 1 at the Motocross of Nations, Team Netherlands sent out Calvin Valandren and Jeffrey Hurlings, and Team USA, Jason Anderson and Justin Cooper. After dominating the MX2 qualifying race, Cooper was looking like one of Team USA's strongest members.
It's really special to represent the USA. I'm putting all the pressure on myself, and everyone's telling me to ease off, but I want to go out there and do my best, and I want the pressure to be on me, and I want to perform under pressure.
Last year, I was just living on a cloud, you know, winning 17 out of 19 races. So I think I did prove I was the fastest guy on the planet. But this year, I didn't have a chance to show what I was capable of. You know, I was injured most of the year. You know, for all the hard work I've been putting in over the last 2 months again, you know, to get back in shape, get back fit, get back up to speed. Yeah, hopefully this Sunday I can get that 2 times 35 minutes of joy for, you know, for all the effort I've put in the last months.
The 73rd edition of the Motocross of Nations is underway here. It's Geyser gets a good start, and Prado also there. Ferris, Australia 7, Hurlings, Netherlands in 8. Prado around the outside, Prado quickly into the lead, but Jorge Prado making a debut appearance here through the waves. So Spain from Slovenia, Italy, 4th is Van Hoorbeek. Wow, big crash, big crash. 2 riders up in the air. One of those was the Husqvarna rider,
Jason Anderson.
Cooper. And that is disaster early on for Team USA.
It was almost as devastating as a crash could get for the Americans. Justin Cooper and Jason Anderson collided with each other, leaving Justin with an injured hand and both with damaged motorcycles. Jeffrey Hurlings would also struggle through the opening laps of race 1, mistakes pushing him back to 8th place through the first half of the race.
Jason Anderson actually has picked off 2 riders, and that puts him up to 16th right now.
You see Justin Cooper still out there, so you hope that something good comes of this.
He's up to 36 because of other people's problems. Geyser finds his way past Jorge Prado. So the MXGP World Champion leads the MX2 World Champion. Here's Hurlings on the back of Van Hoorbeek, a late charge for the Dutch rider, and he's going to get the fans lit in an easy move up the inside of the Jerryman.
He's not wasting any time, showing a lot of confidence.
But Jeffrey really found his groove now. He's really fast. In my opinion, he can get 3rd. That 3rd is possible. Put it next time on the board. P3 is possible.
Hurlings should be 4th. He is, and he's only 10 seconds off the lead now. And Hurlings alongside. See, we're at the end of the straight. He's going to jump past him here. And he does. Listen to the crowd outside. Here is Geyser. There's Hurlings in the background. This is the battle for the race win.
That entry speed into the waves could be the difference right here.
Goes around
right
the back. He's just going to come short by about a half a second. Geyser wins. He beats the greatest sand rider in the world in race 1 on home soil here. But what a performance from Jeffrey Hurlings. Absolutely insane race.
Cooper, he's going up the mechanics area. No limiter the whole way.
Yeah, but Cooper, his hand, he has 2 broken bones in his hand. He has no clutch perch. His fork protector is all the way to the front and going in the wheel. And he finished. The kid is tough. He has a couple of bones.
Well, I didn't know
broken
that
in his
they were stuck in gear or something.
No, but he had no clutch.
Yeah.
No, we're not in a position that we can finish on the podium. It's not what that he hurts his hand more than. Okay. It's not worth to hurt yourself more. I think you need to take care of your health.
While Team USA was facing the repercussions of a devastating first race, Glenn Coldenhoff was preparing to represent Team Netherlands for race 2. The most dominant performance of Glenn's career was last year at the Motocross of Nations in the United States. But he spent much of 2019 rebuilding himself after suffering a disastrous crash during his preseason training. Glenn solidified his comeback by winning 2 out of the last 3 Grand Prix of 2019. And at race 2 in Assen, he continued his run of dominance.
Glenn Coldenhoff just doing what he did a year ago at Red Bull.
He's just been in control from the get-go. This is 2 years in a row, plus all the MXGP results he's had lately. He's a player.
Glenn Coldenhoff rounds out the final turn. He wins the second race here, his third straight Nations race win.
I'm a real proud Dutch guy, so a lot of fans are here and we can make history today, but it's not going to be easy. There are long, strong teams and yeah, we can be really, really happy or we can be at home by 8 o'clock. So hopefully it's the first one.
Going into the third and final race of the day, Team France was barely hanging on to a podium position. Gauthier Paulin and Jordi Tixier would both need to deliver solid results after Maxime Renault's bike failed on the final lap of race 2. Team USA's podium chances had all but disappeared, but Zach Osborne and Jason Anderson lined up for race 3 to continue the fight. With strong performances from Calvin Villandrin in the first 2 races, Team Netherlands had a comfortable lead going into the final race. Glenn Coldenhoff and Jeffrey Hurlings were hoping to finish the job in convincing fashion in front of their home fans and King Willem-Alexander.
Race 3, the final race, which will be the big boys. Osborne in gate number 1 for Team USA. That is a good pick for him, but he needs to execute it now. Doesn't get a good jump. He's already being out-dragged there, but he's going to have to hold a nice tight line. And Geiser once again, it's Coldenhoff all the way around the outside and emerges in at about 6th place.
Yeah, and Hurlings is almost mid-pack.
Here's Hurlings in 15th position. Here's Coldenhoff around the outside of Jonas. Moves up into 3rd place.
You just wonder if the Dutch riders are on a date with destiny.
Jeffrey Hurlings fell on the opening lap from 14th. He's now back in 13th place.
Jeffrey is 30 seconds down, but miracles do exist.
Coldenhoff leads. Coldenhoff leads Jeremy Van Horbing as they enter lap 5.
Checking in with the Americans, we have Jason Anderson running in 9th. Zach Osborne, 14th. That moves USA up to 4th at least. Gauthier Paulin, 10th place right now. He's got a lot of steam coming off of that Yamaha at the moment.
Tixier being lapped in 17th place for Team France, but they are on the podium, France, edging out Britain by 2 points. Hurlings goes by Van Horbing.
That's going to put him up to 5th.
Oh, Paulin! His bike was smoking, and it did not last the race. The story of Team France this weekend. Here is Coldenhoff, though, jumping back onto the start straight for the final time, and probably going to be the loudest cheer as he goes by. Coldenhoff comes out of the final turn. He goes 1-1 again, this time on home soil. The Netherlands win for the first time, and that is a piece of history made. There is no better place to win a Motocross of Nations than on home soil, on the top step of the podium, in front of the king, in front of a nation. And what a moment for Coldenhoff.
Jeffrey Hurlings, not the best result, but once again, legendary effort.
To do this here in front of my home crowd together with Team the Netherlands is amazing. Colvin did a great job, Jeffrey did a great job, and I'm going 1-1 again, same like last year, is amazing.
The Chamberlain Trophy, for the first time in history, belongs to the Netherlands. What a day here in Assen. They want to get to the podium. They're trying to rip the fences down.
C'est vrai, c'est juste des émotions aujourd'hui parce que c'est de la déception. On bosse dur, j'ai des équipes qui bossent comme des fous. Mais là, tomber en panne d'essence, j'ai du mal. J'ai du mal. Mais maintenant, on tourne la page, c'est écrit et puis on ne changera pas le monde. On aura des histoires à raconter plus tard.
A lot of our fans are really knowledgeable of what's going on, and I had Dutch fans come up to me today and say, fantastic, you know.
Fantastic about what?
Fantastic what you guys did, and to bring the guys here to come early. You guys are really cool.
And what did that feel like?
Really good.
This is important to you, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know why it is so important to me, but the guys put in the effort, you know, that's the main thing. I want the riders to be rewarded for their effort, and the people that helped them these past 3 weeks, you know.
Despite his broken hand, Justin Cooper lined up and completed race 2 at Assen. And Jason Anderson and Zach Osborne were able to give Team USA a 6th place overall finish. On a day that appeared typical for winter in the Netherlands, the Dutch looked right at home, with Great Britain and Belgium rounding out the podium. But any patriot could take inspiration from the show of will by their nation's racers at the 2019 Motocross of Nations.